All right, it's finally here, the Lectric Xpeak. And I'm going to take it on its maiden voyage, do a review of my initial thoughts of just cruising around the regular riding paths I take around here and see how it does. So come along, let's just get going. Oh, that's a little strange. I felt a wobble. And I'm only going 7 miles an hour with no power. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's give it some power now. The PAS1. Yeah, that's nice. The power assist level. It just doesn't take you right up to its speed. Looks like it's 9 miles an hour. And I'm still putting a decent amount of pressure on it, so it's like a torque sensor without the torque sensor. But let's speed it up a little. Let's go to PAS2. Now I gotta switch gears. My legs are going too fast. Okay. So it looks like it's cruising just under 15 miles an hour, 14.7. So the power delivery is pretty darn smooth. Similar to that of the Rad. There's no sudden jerkiness. Just smooth power delivery. Here, I'll slow down. Here, let me put it in PAS5. And we'll start from a slow rolling start and see if it kicks in real hard. About a half a turn on the pedals and the PAS kicks in. Yeah, nice smooth power delivery. Okay, that is an issue. I'm going to get up here on the other side of this bridge. And we're going to look at this wobble. Okay, pedaling. I even loosened up the grip a little. You see that wobble? Look at that, look at that, look at that. Whoa. That is no good. That is no good. If someone's riding at high speed and they're not prepared for that, that could be a recipe for disaster. Now, this is an e-mountain bike. That's what it's designed for. So you are basically in the classic mountain bike riding position, hunched over, a lot of pressure on your hands. I was worried about this seat a little because it is pretty narrow and it's hard. You're fine. You're fine. What was I said? Oh, the seat. The seat is hard. Probably something similar you'd find on a mountain bike, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be. Probably because I'm hunched over and I'm not sitting straight up like this, like I usually do when I'm just cruising on my other bikes. So you're not putting as much pressure on your bottom. That you would be in a typical cruising position where you're sitting straight up. So you're kind of evening out the amount of pressure with your arms. So I have a feeling that my arms are going to be tired later. And probably the palms of my hands. Okay, that I got to address the wobble. I just got to do that because even at a low speed, I'm going over certain bumps. it does this wobble. Now, I don't think it's frame flex. I'm gonna have to find a place on the dirt to see if it's gonna do the same thing on the dirt. Because if it does the same thing on the dirt, and you really intend on using this for mountain biking, and you're going fairly fast, I don't know. Maybe on the high step it's not happening. Maybe any of you out there who've got the high step can chime in and tell us if you're getting that wobble too with the high step. My tires are pumped up to 20 psi. So I know it's not because I have not enough air in the tires. All right, so let's keep going. Let's see how other things do on this. The front shocks feel pretty nice compared to all the other bikes. Going up and down this bump. All right, let's go up here. There's like a gravel dirt path right up here. I don't think it's too muddy to take. Let's take it and see if we get that wobble up here. I don't want this whole review of the first ride to be about the wobble, but it is something that we need to look at. Let's put it into PAS5. Let's get some speed up. So far, so well. There it is, little. If you start zig-zagging, you'll feel it. Look at that. See that? Look at that. Look at that. See the front end? Nah. Okay. It also happens when you lighten up your grip, or if you start zigging and zagging. Let's try something. Let's try actually standing up and pedaling some. Oh, crap. Yeah. That wobble happens. Oh, that's something else to check out. Let me tell you about that in a second. That wobble happens pretty darn good if you stand up and try and pedal. I tell you what, though, the pedaling and assist, it's pretty amazing. It just seems to come on naturally. And you get to put your effort into it too. So you're just not going through the motions. I mean, let's see what happens. If I just pedal without, pedal assist comes on, but not very much. Now, if I give it a little power, it seems to come on a little more, but I am in PAS2. I haven't even tried the throttle yet. Go ahead. Try the throttle here. Going. All right. Yeah, this is going to be a great bike if you're looking for exercise out of an e-bike. Because unless you're only using throttle, you're always putting some of your power into moving forward. And that's good. Let's get up here after this biker. And we're going to see how well this thing stops. And we'll test the brakes. 1, 2, 3 at that shadow. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, pretty decent. Brakes felt pretty good. Let's try it one more time. Second shadow, we'll see if we can stop before that third shadow. Almost. Not bad. Now another thing, I am 6 feet tall. And this bike does feel short. I feel like I'm a giant sitting on a kid's bike. But I think that's also due to its mountain bike setup, where I'm hunched over. But eventually, I'll probably get a different set of handlebars that raises the hands up to here, so I'm sitting up more straight, because I do more cruising than I will off-roading. I still do plan on doing a off-road review with this, but because of our rains, everything's muddy. The trails are muddy. You might say, oh, that's a good time, but it's not. It's too muddy. You'll end up destroying the trails that all the other mountain bikers ride on. And I don't want to crash and get hurt. It's too slick. All right, there's something else that I noticed back there that I was going to address before I went over that little bridge. Let me pull over here and reposition the camera so I can show you. The ball of my foot is on the pedal. That's basically how I always pedal. Look at the fender. It's hitting my foot with the pedal in this position. And that's not a very big turn for the front wheel. So if you are trail riding, this could become an issue. You could say, yeah, I can move the fender out of the way. But it looks like the front wheel would just barely miss your toe. And I only have a size 10 foot. So people with a larger foot, this could be an issue. This is something you're going to need to consider. All right, let's keep moving down the road. I must say, though, I haven't made any adjustments on the front shock, the front forks, and they are doing exceptionally well. I don't think I'm going to need to make any adjustments. This will be a little challenge. Got it uphill starting from the stop. Okay. Yeah, not too bad. Take a little throttle and a little human power there. All right. The tires seem to be good. There's not a lot of road noise from these tires, and they are knobby. Not like the Zebra or even the Rad. You'll get a lot of road noise. You get that whoa when you're going. I like that, but some people don't. But these, I'm not getting a whole lot. And the motor is fairly quiet. So I can say with some pretty good confidence that you're not going to scare somebody with bike noise if you come up behind them and they're not really paying attention. The other thing I did notice is it didn't come with a bell. So I guess that's an accessory you might have to get. And of course I don't have any mirrors on it yet, because I think I'll be planning on changing the handlebars to get a higher rider position. Let's do a little zigzagging. Nah, let's not do a little zigzagging. That wobble. To be honest, I think that wobble just may be a deal breaker for some people. Because even at lower speed, even doing this, see, I'm getting wobbles back and forth. Just something to be very aware of. Because it's not a little wobble. It could get away from you if you're unprepared. And if you got just a light grip on. So this does have the same size battery as the RadRover 6 Plus, 48 volt, 14 amp battery. So I'm guessing the mileage is going to be very similar. Now, my Hemiway Zebra has a 48 volt, 20 amp battery. That really gives it some oomph. So if you're looking for a bike with a little more kick, you'll find that in the Zebra. But if you're looking for a bike with a smooth power delivery, which is what I really like, no surprises, then this could be an option for you. This does peak at 1300 watts. That's more than the Zebra. The Zebra only peaks at 960, and of course the RadRover 6 Plus peaks at 750. And I will do a review where I unlock this to see how fast it can go on its own. Right now it's set at 20 to keep it legal. So right now I'm not hearing any strange noises. Everything seems to be nice and pretty tight. I'm not getting a lot of rattling and shaking. Now, if I was hitting the bumps, yeah, you'd probably hear the kickstand rattling around and maybe the fenders. But when I do the off-road testing, a lot of this stuff's coming off. The basket's going to come off. The rear rack is going to come off. Of course, the headlight, the fenders. We'll get it into an off-road mode. But we're going to have to wait for the ground to dry out a bit. I think we got some more storms coming in this week. So it may be a little while before we get to that. But I will be definitely riding more of this to give you my opinions. But let's keep going on more for now. We'll pull over here, up here in a little while. And I want to talk about the shake. Give you a visual of what I'm thinking. It is pretty smooth riding. I think that's in part to these nice forks it has. I think that combined with a seat post suspension, that's something I need to talk about. You get some seat post suspension like the Sun Tour, and I think you'll have a really nice bike for cruising. Yep, we're down one bar. How far are we gone? 9 miles. This is not a distance test today. This is just the first ride to get to know the bike. Give you guys a little information that may help you decide if this bike is for you or not. I think I'm going to have my opinion on that by the end of this ride. You know, I was worried about being hunched over, but I'm not hunched over as much as I thought I would be, because I think everything is just closer this way. So I'm not over here like this, reaching for the bars. I still have my arms, they're a little bent. You know what is nice about this bike and the power assist is that I find myself not using the throttle at all. I think I used it once at that stop sign, maybe twice. But no, it picks up decently when you start pedaling. Enough not to want to use the throttle. And this does have a thumb throttle. All my other bikes have a twist, so I haven't even found myself trying to twist. Here we go. Okay, here it is, the Lectric Xpeak. Now, what I'm talking about, why I think you're getting the wobbles, is you see the wheelbase here and here. It is pretty darn narrow. Like I said, it's about 4 or 5 inches shorter than my Zebra and about 4 inches shorter than the RadRover. So I think that is also attributing to the shakes, the wobble that we're getting. But it is a nice looking bike. I mean, you got the Renegade forks right here. That is really smoothing out that ride. I'm really impressed. But this right here, see, look how big that is. So the existing Sun Tour seat post suspension I have will not work on that. Need to get a big insert shim in here so it can. But in the meantime, I may try putting one of the other seats on. I haven't had a problem yet, but I think by the time I get home, I'll probably be a little sore down there. But we got the bike racks here that came with it. Those are pretty nice. Pretty big. And you can mount this way, or you can mount this also long ways. They've made the holes there so they'll match up. I decided to do it long ways because I really didn't want anything sticking out too far in the back like this. Then you got the front rack up here, which is a decent size. Got my waist pack in there. And of course, that big old headlight. That's pretty cool. But it is a decent bike. The bike lock came with it. That's mounted right there.